So in this video, we're going to be working on backing through a gate, backing in the stall and backing out of the stall. So what I'm looking for, I don't want to ask her to back straight out with all 4 feet. I'm going to ask for a couple feet, and then I'm going to see how she does before I ask for her back feet so that I can set her up for success. So first I want to make sure she's not going to go flying out of the gate when I go in there. So I asked her outside of the gate, and then I asked her to turn and face because I wanted to make sure that she's relaxed before I start to ask her. I don't want her anticipating and just flying through the gate. So I'm going in and I'm going out, asking her to turn and face and making sure she's nice and relaxed first. And now I'm going to ask for a couple feet, and then I'm going to back her up. And I'm trying to be as light as possible with my lead rope there. I'll add as much energy to the rope as I need to, but I'm going to be as light as I can. So she had done that really good with 2 feet, so I decided to go ahead and try for 4 feet. Now you want to make sure that you establish a good backup before you try and do this with a gate. So I want her thinking her way all the way through, and my goal towards the end is to not have to wiggle the rope and her to take the responsibility of going through the gate. But I don't expect that at the beginning when I'm first teaching. So every time she stalls, I just add a little more energy down that rope and ask her to try a little bit harder. And then I go right back to being soft and light again. So there had been a little bit of tension there because she was shaking her head after she went in, and she was just shaking off a little bit of a tension. So now I'm going to ask her as light as I can to back through. The bugs are bugging her a little bit, so I'm allowing for that. But I don't want her to stall out. Right there, she started to stall out. Now she stalled out. I ask again. But when she's going, I'm not going to add any pressure. I'm just going to allow her to do her job. And she's not good at that yet because this is a new task. So now I'm going to ask her to come into the gate and see how she does. Same thing. Ask the front feet first. And if that's not very good, I'm not going to advance to the back feet yet. But that was pretty good. And she's had a lot of practice backing, but just not a lot of practice backing through gates. I've done it a couple times, but I haven't made a session out of it. So here, she was having a little bit of trouble, and she got her hind end away from the gate. So I'm helping to move her hind end or her shoulder, whichever I need to move at the time, towards the gate. So she's going back and forth, but she's not aiming her hind end towards the gate. So I'm giving her an opportunity there. I keep asking until she sets it up, until she gets in the right position that we can back out of the gate. So she wasn't thinking she can do it. It's interesting that she was having a harder time backing outside of the stall than she was going into the stall. It's just an observation. And then we just try to equal it out. And then I like to give her a moment to think about it after she does it. And so I assess where she's at when I start the task. And then I look for an improvement. Like right there, I didn't have to use the rope. And she went out on her own. That was really nice. So I'm just looking for that improvement. And once in a while, I have to ask her to put her nose back on me, because if her nose goes off to the left or right, she's going to turn. She's not going to back up straight. So I care that she keeps her nose pointed towards me so that she can have a straight back up. So I take the slack out of the rope as she comes in, and if her nose starts to leave me and wander, I just do a little bump on it and ask for her nose to come back onto me so that I can get a nice straight back up. And that was really good. So that's all I'm going to ask of her today.